Hello everybody, welcome to Daily Color with Color Me This. My name is Tracy. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you are returning. I believe this is episode 110, and today we're doing something pretty crazy, and I've spent too much time prepping. Hub is complaining because we're supposed to go somewhere, so I'm just gonna dive in. And what we're using today is the Castle Arts Metallics, which is a 48 set. The only swatch that I had for them until today sometime was the card that the product came with and black. I never swatched these on white, so I did spend the time to swatch them. It's pretty zoomed in, so we'll see how much you can see of the colors. This is the color palette I'm working with. You can see that everything's like a middle tone. They're not necessarily light, medium, and dark. So it's going to be hard to get depth. Over here on this side, I have this left row is the remaining 48. So I've got some burgundies and purples. This gray and black I have pulled, as well as the... Sorry, I'm going to move it up. Gray and black. And then I have the soft touch regular gray, black, and white if we need it. And then we have a lovely blue gray and platinum and silver. What you see over here is a box of fatty, you'll see them because I'm going to use a few of them, called Cretacolor. And there's a 12 set. And this is the color range that we have to supplement the 48. And I've never used metallics, so let's just get into it and see where we're at. These images are nice and small, and I'm just going to not sweat the big stuff, and we will see what we can get done. The first thing I am going to work on is I have supposedly a blend. I did find some aqua blue colors. They don't look light to dark, but they really are light to dark. So the barrels that I have found with these Castle Arts are just really challenging. They don't really match very well at all. So here they are. I'm gonna do 036 starting at the lightest color. 036, 37, 004, and 16, and I will be putting these colors up. These are going to be called the watercolors, and I am going to start with the dark. I will slide to the bottom image. Let's see how that looks for you. Because I'm on the left side of this spine, I am going to move my light so that we have better lighting on the left side. Let's see if that helps. Like I said, I was told you are taking too long. So we're going to see how that looks. I'm going to try to keep my knuckle out of the way. I am working on water, so here's what I'm going to do. For the water, I want the horizontal. You can see what I worked on yesterday, if I could pick that up, where I worked, and I haven't cleaned these up yet, but this is the horizontalness that I like. So that means I'm going to take my camera and tilt it like so, and then that means I'm going to slide my book up. I've got my other colors in my hand, and I never know if they're staying in order because these will all look the same darkness. Yeah, see, already this isn't the right one. All right, let me find the lightest one. I believe that's this one. And yeah, I had grabbed the darkest. Oops. So I do have an eraser, but we're going to just see if we can leave that dark there. See how I'm not doing the little ovals. I'm doing horizontal lines because I do want to have the horizontalness for the water. And then you'll see that these cliffs have the vertical And so I will be working vertically along the cliffs. I'm grabbing the next color, which should be correct. Yep, 36. And now see how it's darker. Adding in some darks, trying to get a little bit of realism, though I am not expecting much. And I think I'm going to just go right to the dark. Malachite green is the dark. There it is. It is number 16. And I'm going to get right here along the cliff. Oops, and that went way off. I'll have to be cleaning that up. These are filled with mica. So I don't know if you've ever felt, so they are very, very silky. Almost like very fine sand that you're coloring with. So if they could ever get them to look right and pretty the way they do like on black, will be a very good day indeed. So there's that water done. I'm going to just continue on. My goal is to finish all 3 of these. Again, this is the darkest one, so I'm going right along the base of this. Is what I call the sandy island, and I've picked out sandy colors. Getting some lines. I'm following the hints of the little dots that the artist has left. Let's see if I can get back to that lightest one, and that is Pacific Green, number 37. And again, I'm going to be a little bit on the sketchy side here because I don't even know if I'm going to worry about going back. This is more like the grand experiment. So on this water, I'm just leaving more of the paper exposed. And then for the third one up here, we will start with the light. And this is a wavy water, so it is not straight across. So I'm going to block in the light color, leaving some white, trying to give it a more wavy appearance. I've got back to the malachite, and this time we're very straight. All right, I wish that the light, let's see if we can get it to be, I'm going to try to put it on the other side of my hand. Okay, so that there's not a big shadow. I apologize if there was a big shadow. All right, so here we have these little wavelets. And then we've got some rocks. And we're just going to leave it at that for the moment. Moving on, putting these away. You might hear them fall into their holes. That wasn't too bad. And now I'm looking for a color that I used for the rocks. And then is a need. You can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 types of leaves. I have picked the lightest yellow called Vegas yellow, and it is 29 to do all of the windows. So I'm going to just block them in. Closest to, this one has lots of windows. Hopefully that gives it a light, bright appearance. And we're doing all of the windows the same. Okay, since we're on that bottom one, we are going to work on the cliffs. I'm going for good old gray. I have black, gray, and silver. So let us see. I'm gonna try the metallics first. And we've got, rotate, 12, 52, and 2. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the black. And I'm going to go ahead and softly put in some more vertical lines following the hints given by the artist. Joanna Basford telling us where she thinks the shadows are. And then we also have a shadow here. So my light source is basically that direction. So that's in the dark. This is in the dark. This little area is in the dark. These do not hold a point. I had them sharpened to a very fine point and they all broke off. Just little breaks. I was just testing out their capabilities. Okay, so now I'm switching to the gray, Typhoon Gray. Still keeping that vertical alignment. I am now going to add gray on the, very softly, on the light source side. I'm even going to put some here. Very soft, and going in again, sort of blocking in lighting. I still have silver. That's this one here. They call it platinum, and I think this one's not sharpened, so I'm gonna use it to do a little burnishing and smoothing. I'm even going to burnish and smooth the dark. They're all going to be the same. The base colors are what's different, and this is the burnish. And I will come back later and do more cleanup. So I think what I'm going to do now is do just the silver on all of these faces. And hopefully that gives us enough dimension. I am doing a little small ovals or scrumbling shapes now to smooth out the vertical lines that we did. Hopefully that being offset didn't cause too many problems. The biggest thing, aside from the cores being very soft so they break, is trying to get things smooth is a challenge. All right, so that's that one done. I am going to go ahead with the silver to accent these little rocks. I am also going to pick a roof or two. This complicated house is going to have a fancy silver, we'll just say it's a silver metal roof. It's also going to have some smoke. I'm going to go back to the gray for my shadow lines on this roof. Okay. And at the very top here, I want these three colors to be this island's underwall, so to speak. So I am going to start with the Typhoon Gray. Again, the tip on this one broke off funky, and I'm trying to avoid having to sharpen it. That is so funny. This is shaking, so I was trying to make it be more still. The tripod holding the camera. So we have these little dark, the cliff wall is smooth in this case, so I'm doing the small ovals, just trying to get it smooth. These little tiny strings with balls on the end, I am going to make those lights. I forgot to add the lights. So I'm just pretending that these pencils behave normal. It is too bad that they don't have the output for how they feel, because I'm telling you, they feel really nice. Like if your whole purpose for coloring was for feel, the two smoothest mediums that I can think of are these metallic pencils and alcohol markers. Alcohol markers are just so buttery smooth to use. All right, so that is that. Now I'm going to come in with my black, my accent color, and its tip is also a little bit, it broke off a tiny bit, but it's a little bit smoother than the other one was. I just think it's so funny today. I must have more wind because I'm seeing the camera move a lot more than it does normally. These are going to have shadows, these leaves, so I'm just going to make the shadows now. And So I did mock this up pretty thoroughly on copy paper, since I have no experience with these at all, except on black. I did like a mini review walkthrough of these pencils. I think you swatched with me is what I did. And then I did a couple of simple projects that were more crafty card making images, very small images. At the time, I was trying to think, what would I really use these for? So this is not the actual application for me. Aside from the fact that I do find, and they felt really good on copy paper. So if you just wanted to have, and for you, you were a feely person and you wanted to have this nice feeling, you could just put images on copy paper if the visual result isn't the end goal for you. I'm going back to the the gray, Typhoon Gray 52, there it is. And I'm going to smooth this some, as much as I can. And then I'm going to go right back in. I'm going to find my Vegas Gold, which is my light. See over here, I'm having a hard time getting it to be smooth because of the bump of the spine. Okay, so the middle here is the lightest, trying to get some depth going, a semblance of depth. I'm going to grab the silver, which is what I'm using to blend and sort of burnish and fill in the tooth. I'm pushing pretty hard. I'm even going to take this silver and I'm gonna burnish the water. So see how it's doing a little bit of silver? Trying to get that semblance of depth. This is technically the lightest color that I have. All right, I'm gonna scoot on down here and do a little bit of silver burnishing of this water for some added depth. Okay, I'm going to put those away. I want to find my window light color, which is right here, Vegas yellow. And I told you I was going to make these little party lights. Okay, so now with the lights, I don't think I have the effect I want. So on here, we have a little bit of light glinting from the lantern, like so. And I am going to grab my green. What do I want to do? Pacific green is what I'm going to do on these little island grasses. This is what I originally, when I was working, I sharpened this green And then after I did that, I went, I'd like to see how I could do with all of them sharpened. And most all of them, even the tip of this, it's still pretty pointy, but the sharpest point of the tip broke. But this is my brightest greeny color. I then want to take my browns. I have a honey bronze 44, and it is going to be a nice bright happy tropical wood. All of these wood elements are going to be this color on the edges. I'm even going to do the roof, or roofs, I guess there's two of them. I don't have any deep dark colors except the gray and black. Since this is my wood, and I'm trying to do all three of these the same, before I switch to my next tone, I'm going to slip up here and do this one roof is going to be brown, because this is the big fancy house. All right, so the next color for continuing the brown is French gray. It is a little more brownish toned, less bright orangey tone. So see how I'm trying to have it be, since I don't have a dark color. That is my attempt at a dark color. Now I do have some other potential wood pieces here. Okay, and now we're going in with this just to give some interest, because we don't have any darks to light blends. I'm gonna make that this color very thin, and that worked. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. We've got greens and we've got house colors. So house colors, I haven't even done the houses yet. Trying to get 4 different tones of the greens. I am going to quickly scratch on my scratch paper. I'm gonna put it over here. You won't be able to see it. I'm just trying to get set up with some greens. All right, because this is sort of a spruce green, but it is called ocean gray, but it really is green. So let's come down here and do these. These are Christmas tree shaped, so to me they're fir or pine trees. I'm choosing to follow the angles that the artist made. And then I'm coming over here to this one. And we have one tree right here that is, because it doesn't have the points on it, to me, I'm going to make it a deciduous tree. So these are very sketchy. I'll be coming in with another color or two. I want to pop up to the top image And this is a shaggier tree. So I'm sort of doing a little bit of texture to it. My light source, like a moon or a sun, is off on the right side in the sky. So I'm leaving the right sides not colored at the moment. Again, I'll be coming in with another color. Okay, so we have 4 color tones to deal with. And I am going to grab Olive Verde, is a completely different color than that spruce color. And I'm going to go ahead, you know, it's like a green olive color. And I'm just going to say that this bushy bush, I'm going to do my ovals, big ovals. I will hopefully get to spend a little bit of time with some shadowing here. And then I will, for making it easy, I will just do this one a different color to be having a different color. And then I'm gonna do on this one the houses, and I'm just gonna go with some primary-ish colors. The first one being a blue, and I'm using, for fun, the Cretacolor, the big chunky monkeys. Touch of Midnight is going to be, I'm going to change the angle a little bit here for you. I'm going to make this, see how bright that is? These are brighter than the other set, the Castle Arts set. One of these 2 houses, this is going to be blue. Sadly, I think the only sharpener I have big enough was the jar link, and the jar link is out of commission. I think I can manually make it work, but I haven't figured out how to press the reset button. Something inside is not triggering properly, so I'm gonna try for some shadows here. All right, the top house, just to be consistent, I'm going to make it blue as well. This is like a yurt. It's a tropical yurt. We have those in the Pacific Northwest, where I no longer live. I've never seen a yurt here in Florida. Okay, next bright color, I'm just going to grab what's called, let's see, what color is this? Forbidden Fruit, number 10. And I kind of think that might be a good roof line here. Like if there was a terracotta roof happening. Oh yeah, that's a terracotta roof. And I'm not going to do all of them. I will come through with like another color. It's the only way I can think to give it some dimension. And maybe we'll just make this roof be the coppery color as well. We will see what I can do with accent color with that. Whatever I use here, I will use up above. And then we have what might be a good color is this dripping honey, which is gold. Let's see if we get enough depth here. Okay. I have here's violet. Nice violet, and that is blooming viola. And I'm going to make the bottom house here be violet. Okay. Some part of this should be violet. Maybe back here. And here we go, electric ruby. What can we do with ruby? These are really chunky, hard to get into small spaces. Okay. We are looking for a nice green. I'm going to grab the Enchanted Forest. I'm going to have this be the brighter green. When I hit the lump. Oh, Collie, look at me. Sorry. I've been coloring these leaves while you've been staring at my hand. There we go. But trying to smooth these out a little bit. All right, let's get in a few accents. We're at 38 minutes. And I may, because I have this olive, I may just, because I know I'm going to get, this wouldn't probably be my color choice, but I just want to have a decided difference between the green tones. Now, for filling in the darker, I have malachite green, which I know is my darkest. See that green? It's nice and dark. Be able to add some shadows here. I'm leaving these little bits areas white because they're getting glints of some light on them. I have this lump right here. So it makes coloring that area nicely very difficult. So now I'm going to see, I've got a medium color. Pacific green is a medium color. Neptune green, so that's 36. That's my lightest green that I have pulled, and so I'm just gonna try to blend in some of that tooth. Get rid of some of the white. Leave a couple of glints. This over here is really hard for me to control what I'm doing. So there's some blending going on. Okay, now I want to find my honey, Vegas Gold, Vegas Yellow 29, and I want to add some lights. We got lights from these party lights lighting up some of the different parts of these leaves. Right? Pretend there's a little moonlight coming in. I am going to do the moonlight down below here. And the lights from the house. Lights from the moon or the sun, whichever one. Have to get some sort of interest going somewhere, right? So the bottom is looking pretty much done except for some smoothing things out. This middle one is missing the browns, and here's how sand. Sand is Harvest Gold. That's the lightest color. Trying to make it look very smooth because it's fine sand. And this might be sand. I do need a green here, don't I? For this shrub. This is Neptune Green 36. Okay, and that's a different tone. I was hoping it would be. Okay, now with our last couple of minutes, I've got Typhoon Gray. I might prefer that one to have the black. Yeah, a little darker. I've got some shadows happening on these rocks. Shadows happening here. See, already this is dull, and I would love to spend the time to sharpen this, but I don't want to lose time. All right, so we're adding some shadows. Maybe I can get the gray here. So this is in the shade, and that's in the shade. Okay. I'm gonna go up here and do some more shading through each layer. Oh, look at that. I'm going to use platinum on these rocks. I think on my sample I made them like mossy rocks, but I think gray would be better, or silver. This is technically platinum. Just filling in some tooth. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna call this done. I might do, I have moved down, I thought I would do the rock wall right here in a little light silver. I already have it on the roofs were silver. This is the gray. I didn't even color that. Well, that was certainly fun and different for me. Gonna make a little shadow all the way down. And then I think we're at 47 minutes, so I am gonna call it. That was certainly an experience. I did what I could with these pencils that are not my typical pencil. I hope you enjoyed seeing something a little different, and I could not find any coloring of metallics. Using metallics just wasn't a thing. So I will do a little bit more sprucing up of these for the weekly color. Give myself a little bit of homework. So that's what that one looks like. Here is what the middle one looks like. And there is what the top one looks like. So thank you so much for joining me today for using the Castle Arts Metallics and the, I don't even know how to pronounce they're called Cretacolor, and it's actually Bravillier's Cretacolor 12 set of the chunky metallics. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we will do this all again tomorrow. I haven't even looked at what the set is for tomorrow, so that will be a surprise for us all. See you then.